Better get hell with that report. So Lafarge, of course, the French cement giant, has been in the news over this story since it first emerged in an expose led by Le Monde and various reporters here in France. William Julié is an international criminal lawyer joining us now for more analysis of this story. William, thanks for being with us. The concept of protection money being paid to criminals isn't a new one. One can cite, of course, various gangsters and gangs over the years who've extorted money out of various groups, but this one, it appears to take the idea of protection money to a whole different level.
Yeah, it's a different level because these guys are now prosecuted in France for complicity of crimes against humanity, and they just have made a deal in the US, pleading guilty not to that, but to financing terrorism, which is maybe actually quite a smart move because it is very close, actually, legally to what is ongoing here in France. So maybe behind that move, the US did a good move because they got some money in first. And then maybe Lafarge did not do such a bad move regarding what's ongoing here because when times come, maybe they will be able to say that they have been prosecuted and sentenced already for the same thing. So would that maybe enable them to apply for ne bis in idem, as we call it. And
is that like double jeopardy, as they call it? You can't be trying for the same thing twice.
That's it. Okay. If it's for the same thing, then they could maybe oppose what happened in the US to the French authorities in due course.
It smells, to be perfectly frank, because I'm sorry, I'm getting off the fence. The whole thing stings when you put it like that, doesn't it? Because this, I've seen $6 million quoted as the figure that was handed over by Lafarge to ISIS, Islamic State group, which Daesh, however we want to refer to them. And that money, of course, would have been funneled into direct terrorism, wouldn't it?
Yeah, into that organization at the time, knowing that the factory, I think, was considered to be worth something like 700 million. So they didn't want to quit that. They put in 6 or 7 to try and keep it running. And now they already got 780 million euros or dollars, can't remember, fines. So obviously it was not a good move. And they are also facing now in France not only being prosecuted for the cooperation, but also 8 or 9 individuals are being prosecuted, the former CEOs and other guys. So for them, it's not finished because if the corporation could maybe now use what happened in the US, no individuals were tried in the US or prosecuted. So these guys, the individuals here, will still have to deal with what is coming.
So Lafarge, in some way, shape or form, could yet appear before the court here in Paris?
Yeah, for the moment, they are still indicted, and the Cour de Cassation has decided that they needed to be maintained as indicted for this complicité de crime contre l'humanité, the worst offence. So yes, for the moment, they are all corporation and individuals still facing prosecution and investigation. Then what will happen when investigations close is another issue, but for sure the individuals could be in more trouble than the corporation because they won't be able to use what happened in the US for sure.
Indeed, and of course the defence from Lafarge is that there were some horrific things being carried out in the name of the Islamic State group at that time. Another company joined with Lafarge further along the line, 2015 I think, Holcim, the Swiss firm. Unfortunate for them, of course.
Lafarge, right?
They bought Lafarge. Yeah. But basically all this happened without any of their knowledge. I mean, basically there's no complicity there. Holcim is just the unfortunate inheritor of that problem.
Absolutely. That is, I think, a statement also that was made by the DOJ today, saying that it was also a sign, an alert for the companies, the merged companies or buying companies of other companies, that it was not because they were not involved, that they were not going to face at one point responsibility, even if the US authorities did confirm that Holcim didn't know anything and that the truth had been concealed, but that anyways it was needed that somebody would pay for the fines. So it was also, I think, a very clear statement made to explain that no one was getting off with the fact that there has been a merger or anything of that kind.
Indeed. William Julié, thank you very much indeed for giving us that insight into the situation. We, of course, will follow the story every step of the way. Lafarge admitting its guilt in that trial in the United States. Thank you, William, very much indeed.
Thank you.